Stampers, this is Dawn, and today we're going to make a Z-fold card, and it looks like this. Oh my gosh, isn't that Santa cute? We made this card at Stampapalooza a couple months ago, and I fell in love with it. So let's go ahead and get started. I also want to show you this version. If you don't want to do the fireplace here, this is using the marbled background with the brick wall embossing folder. And then this one, I just used the Wood Textures designer paper. So you'll see two versions. And I'm going to actually make this version, but without the brick wall. So you'll have three different ways you can, make your card if you want. All right. And then also they use the A Jolly Christmas for All for the picture. And then for mine, I'm using the Wishes for a Beautiful Christmas. And that's from the Nature Sing stamp set, which looks like this right here. So this is the greeting right here that we're using for the picture today. All right. So let's go ahead and get the measurements. Okay, so as you can see, I did all the die cutting just to kind of speed up the video, but we'll take the card in panels for the Z-fold card. Okay, so let's get the base. So your base is the smoky slate, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and then you'll need a piece of Whisper White, which is cut at a 1/2 inch by 11. Okay, so let's grab our paper trimmer. Okay, so we're going to score on the 11-inch side. We're going to score this at 2 3/4. And 5 1/2. Okay, so this is going to make your Z-fold part of your card. Okay, so it's going to sit like this. Okay, then you're going to score the Whisper White piece the exact same way. So 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so we're going to fold it this way. Okay. So then this is the Z-fold part, but it's going to go on the card like this. Okay. All right. So now let's move the paper trimmer. Okay. So for the first part of the Z-fold card, we're going to make the staircase. So let me grab the Big Shot. Okay. So we're going to cut out both pieces of the basic gray and the Whisper White. And we're going to use the Christmas staircase thinlits. And this is also available in a bundle with the Ready for Christmas, and you could save 10% when you purchase them both together. But we're going to go ahead and punch out, using the Big Shot, the staircase. So we're just going to go ahead and run this through with the Whisper White. Okay, so there's the basic gray. All right, so now while we got the Big Shot out, we're going to go ahead and emboss the background of our smoky slate piece. Okay, so we're going to swap our magnetic plate for the Big Shot platform, and we're not using the thin die adapter, so just the platform. And we're also using the Pinewood Planks embossing folder. Remember, this is the thicker embossing folder, so you only need one acrylic pad. So we're just going to go ahead and take our smoky slate, and you're going to put, now for the larger panel of the card, you're just going to slide this in, and then making sure that's straight. You can see through it, so that looks pretty good. And then we're just going to go ahead and run that through the Big Shot. Remember, you're only going to use one acrylic. Okay, so there's our base. Hopefully that shows up on camera, but it's really pretty. Okay. All right. So that's all the Big Shot we're going to do today. All right. So we're going to trim our Whisper White railings off of our staircase. Okay. So you're just going to be left with the stairs. Then we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the basic gray section. And I'm going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue. And I offset the white on top of the basic gray so you can actually see the steps. Isn't that cute? So I went ahead already and stamped out the garland piece, the swag for the stairwell. And this is using the Garden Green cardstock with the Garden Green Classic ink. And we're just going to go ahead and adhere this to the railing. Okay, we're going to set that aside to dry. Next, we're going to work on the fireplace. Okay, so I have my Whisper White piece, and this is cut at 2 5/8 by 4 1/4. Let me hold it up here. And I went ahead already and die cut out the square. So let me show you those. Okay, so we're using the layering square framelits. Now these two are actually used for the photo or the picture on the wall. So I punched that out with the Whisper White. Here, let me show you. So the Whisper White after I stamped it, and then the frame with the scallop edge is punched out with the basic gray, okay? So, but for this square as well as the picture, you're just going to put this on your fireplace and punch it out. Then I'm going to go ahead and just trim the rest of it off. This is going to be for the Santa coming down the chimney, all right? Now you could also just freehand cut that if you want, but I already had the framelits out, so I went ahead and did that. All right, so then for the stockings, let me show you what I did for that. So I'm using the Quilted Christmas designer paper. And what I did is I took both stockings for my chimney. Let me show you the card so you can get a visual on that. So I have two stockings, one on each side of the mantle. And what I did is I took the Christmas staircase thinlits, and it has a little stocking right here. And I used the designer paper, and I was able to cut out both of them at the same time. So it works really nicely. So just cut out the two stockings with the framelit. So what I did for that is then I took a piece of glimmer paper, and this is about an eighth of an inch wide of the glimmer paper, and I just adhered the stockings to the back of that. So then you can just trim that off to get your little glimmer on the top of your stockings. And I went ahead and did this already so it would have time to dry. So then our stockings have the little glimmer on the top. So this is going to go on the mantle part. Okay, so then I took the basic gray, and this is cut at a 1/2 inch by 2 5/8. So it's going to fit onto the fireplace as the mantle. So let's go ahead and put all these pieces together. Okay, so there's our fireplace. Now it's time to make Santa. So let me show you what I used for him. This is him already done. Okay, so we used the Santa Builder framelits, and we used the body of Santa, and then both of the boots with real red and basic black. And then this also comes in a bundle with the Santa suit stamp set, so you can purchase them together and save 10%. Okay, so what I did is I just adhered the boots to the Santa, and then this is going to get stuck to the back of our little fireplace, so his boots are coming through. Isn't he cute? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the second panel of our Z-fold. Now we're going to build the Christmas tree section, which is this right here. Okay, so what I did is I used the garden green cardstock and also the garden green classic ink, stamped the tree, and then I actually punched it twice. Linda showed us at Stampapalooza how she built this up so it makes it more dimensional. And I love that idea. So we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to use the Stampin' Dimensionals. And we're just going to layer both of the pieces together. And of course you don't have to do this part, but it just really adds a nice effect. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add our star. And I went ahead and punched this out with the red glimmer paper. And this star is also in this collection of the Christmas staircase. So I'm going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue. Now one tip is that you want to put the star as low as you can, because you're going to add the little tree stump to the bottom of the tree, and you want this to fit inside of the card. So you can always use your card as a base to make sure it's going to fit. And then I just cut out a rectangle shape for the tree trunk, and we're just going to put this behind the tree. And of course we'll probably have to cut this down to fit, but we'll start with that. And see, yeah, we're definitely going to have to cut the trunk of the tree down a little bit. Okay, yep, that looks really good. Okay, so then we also have our picture ready to go for our Christmas tree panel. All right, now the little wiener dogs. Oh my gosh, how cute. So I went ahead already and cut and put their little sweaters on, but let me show you how I did that. So I'm going to stamp the dogs in the Memento ink, and depending on what color you want your dogs to be, I used the crumb cake and the soft suede, and you're just going to stamp them onto the cardstock, which I'm using crumb cake. So then you would go ahead and run that through the Big Shot and the little dog framelits right here. So you would run that through the Big Shot. Then you would also stamp the same dog on a piece of designer paper, which is, this is from the Quilted Christmas designer paper. And then you would just fussy cut out the little sweater. Okay, so then there's the sweater. And then we'll pretend that this is already cut out. So then you would just adhere the sweater to the little dog. Isn't it cute? All right, so that's how I did those two little wiener dogs. Okay, so a little tip here. So for our staircase is wider than the panel of our card. So this spindle right here, do not add adhesive to that. Okay, so we're going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue. Keeping in mind not to put it on this spindle over here. And the liquid glue works really nice. It's very time forgiving. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put this onto the front panel. Okay. Okay, so for the strip, this is the 1/2 inch by 11. Now the base of the card, the longer section is over here, right? But we're going to put the longer piece on the front over here. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put adhesive along here, just on this panel right here, because the section right here and this panel right here is going to pop out. So then you're going to put adhesive on this section here. And then we're just going to bring this over to the edge. Just like that. Okay. And then make sure it adheres down on both sections. Okay, so now there's our Z-fold part of the card. Now we're just going to go ahead and add our fireplace. And this should fit right in that panel. Oh my gosh. I love little Santa. Okay, then our Christmas tree is going to fit on this panel right here. We're going to pop this up on dimensionals. Making sure it fits inside the card, so you can fit this in a regular size envelope. If you need any trimming, just trim the tree trunk, okay? All right, then we're going to put our picture, and I've already got that on dimensionals. This is just going to go right on the wall. Okay, now our little doggies. You can actually close the card to get an idea of where you want to position the dogs. And you're just going to put adhesive on the butt of the dog because he's jumping up. And then this one, we're like so excited to see Santa. So cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now it's time to decorate it with some sparkle. We're going to decorate the little swag here and then also the Christmas tree. So let me show you what I did. Okay, so I have these containers and we have little circles punched out of the red glimmer paper and the silver glimmer paper. Let me show you what I did. This is a tip that we got from Devette. Oh my gosh, such an awesome tip. So any scraps that you have of the glimmer paper, don't just throw them away. So you can use your punches. Now I'm using the handheld punches from Stampin' Up. I think the 1/8 and the 1/16 punch is available, but the larger one, you can just use any 1/4 inch hand punch. So you're just going to go ahead and just randomly punch, making sure your well is empty, because that makes it a little bit easier. So then just go ahead and punch all your glimmer paper where the sections that you would normally waste. And then you can just empty it into a little container. And then take the smaller one, punch those out. Okay, and then of course I would do the silver the same way. So that's how I got the little circles. All right, now it's just a matter of putting them onto the swag and then also the Christmas tree. And first we're going to go ahead and take our liquid glue, and I'm just going to randomly dot little circles onto the swag there. And then we're just going to add the red first, and then I'm going to use my paper piercing tool, but let me show you what I did for that. So this is sticky at the end, and what I did is I put some multi-purpose liquid glue at the end of my paper piercing tool and let that air dry, and then it's sticky. So this is going to help me pick up those little tiny circles and set them in the glue. Oh my gosh, isn't that cute? I love this Christmas card. So cute. Okay, so let me show you the other ones again. Okay, so now this one is using the marbled background without the brick wall embossing folder. And then this one is using the marbled background with the brick wall embossing folder, so you can see the difference. So then here's the one with the Wood Textures designer paper. Let me show you all the designs that you can get for that. These are all the papers and the wood designs, so you can pick any of those for this fireplace. And then it sets up like this. Oh my gosh, how sweet. Okay, so that's how you make that Christmas Z-fold card using the Ready for Christmas and the Christmas Staircase Thinlits. So cute. I have all the items listed below, and then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.